You're said to be on the wing from March to June. What's a day in the life like for you during spring?
I tend to go looking for flowers like apple blossom, and I'll sip the nectar and collect some pollen from there, take it back to the nest. I've usually spent some time digging into the ground with my jaws about 10 centimetres or 20 centimetres down, and made vertical burrows to make little cells to deposit all this pollen and nectar.
Is it tiring during spring, and do you ever get a rest?
I don't think about it, I just do it automatically. I've got a drive to do so. And I get plenty of rest days here in Britain because it's raining and I don't go out in the rain.
So yeah, you make your nests in the ground, in lawns and grassy banks and so on. What's your greatest fear for your home?
My greatest fear is when people camp and put the tent over my nest. I know that a few of my sisters have died being trapped underground and not able to come up. But what annoys me is sometimes when people are sitting on the ground, I buzz around trying to find my home, and it's not until they've left their picnic area do I find my nest.
So what should we look out for before we put our tent up or before we sit on the ground?
Any little holes in the ground, then it's likely that my species and others have dug little nests there. And during the spring, I need to go in and out. And I know that wasps need to go in and out in the summer.
Do you sting?
Myself, my sting isn't strong enough to penetrate human skin, but I might give you a little nip with my jaws.
Your male has quite a pronounced bushy grey moustache. Do you find that quite attractive?
Well, it's more to do with his scent, his smell. Some I'm not attracted to, probably because he might be closely related or has microbes and diseases that I'm not attracted to. And others, the smell is so nice, then I make a decision that that's the one I want to connect with.
So the moustache doesn't do it for you?
No, it's all to do with smell.
You're known for helping to pollinate apple and pear trees. What else do you pollinate?
Oilseed rape, hawthorn, blackthorn, and buttercups.
How does it work when you say you can pollinate, let's say, an apple tree? How does that actually work?
Well, I'm visiting the tree to collect pollen for my young. I can smell the nectar and pollen, and when the plant is rich in nectar and pollen, I know it's quite healthy. So I'll go over and I'll make sure that I get it into the fur part that I need to get it. But the pollen falls all over my body, and I'll try to comb it into where I collect it as a basket to fly off. But there's so much pollen over my furry body that I'm unable to comb it all into my little special baskets. And so when I go to the next flower, some of those pollen that's on my hairs will get transferred to the next flower.
And how do you collect and carry your nectar back to your nest? Is that quite heavy? Is it quite tiring?
I collect nectar with my mouth. I suck it up, fly off, go into the nest and add it to the pollen that I've also collected. I kind of sick it up and bind it all together. And this nectar and pollen will feed my young.
If you had a message for us, what would it be?
I love dandelions. They're no weeds, they're wild flowers, and they're actually rich in nectar and pollen. They're particularly rich in nectar because they close when it rains, when I go to my nest, and then they become concentrated and not watered down by the rain. And when they open up, they're full of the sugar that I need to fly and to give to my young. They're only around flowering for about 6 weeks. Tolerate them. Why pick them? Why kill them? Why put nasty chemicals on them? That kills me and my young.